China's sovereign credit debt rating was recently downgraded. Joining me is Nicholas Lardy, Senior Fellow at the Institute, to discuss the economic significance of this. So, Nick, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
So why was China's credit rating downgraded?
Well, Moody's cited the fact that credit growth has been extremely rapid in China over the last 3 or 4 years, and they fear that even though growth of credit is slowing down a little bit, that credit to GDP will continue to rise for the next several years, and this creates financial risks, so they thought a downgrade was in order. I mean, quite frankly, they could have done this 6 months ago or a year ago. This very rapid growth of credit has been very well known in the markets.
So nothing materially has actually changed in China to spur this downgrade?
I think that's a correct assessment. I guess you would have to say, though, they think it's this credit growth relative to the size of the economy is likely to continue, and led them to the downgrade.
So what's the economic significance of the downgrade?
I think the economic significance is actually fairly minor. China does not actually depend on external buyers of its debt. Foreigners only hold about 1.2% of all the Chinese bonds outstanding. So they're selling almost all of this debt in the internal market, and the internal market will pay very little attention to the Moody's rating.
So what can China do to restore its rating with Moody's?
Well, if you believe the statement that they put out, they'd be looking for some movement towards stability in the ratio of debt to GDP. If China was on a trajectory to achieve that and nothing else changed, you would have to assume that they would, raise the rating back up.
So moving quickly to the economic reforms in China, is this going to have any impact on that, or is this going to change the pace of China's reforms?
Well, I do think it's it's kind of a wake-up call. Maybe if the financial system and the leadership in China hadn't really focused on the debt problem, the external downgrade certainly brings it forcefully to their attention. I think, in fact, they are well aware of it. They have been taking steps to slow the growth of credit, and the credit growth has slowed quite a bit over the last 6 or 7 months.
Thank you, Nick.